Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick your card reading, we are doing what is your intuition trying to tell you, okay? Sometimes we feel a little blocked. Sometimes we can be distracted by other things that are kind of going on in our life. We could be in a place where we feel a little ungrounded, emotionally overwhelmed, stressed out, overthinking, overanalyzing, and all the while our higher self is coming through with intuitive messages, guidance, trying to communicate with that, and we don't always see it. Okay, so what is your intuition trying to tell you? We have 3 groups out here for you guys to choose from, or 3 crystals. If you do feel drawn to more than one of the groups, go with whatever your intuition is telling you. You might have messages that are kind of spread across the groups. There might be something in there for you if you do feel drawn to it. So I am going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with choosing. And let's see. So group number 1, you are this blue, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's either Chalcedony, I'm not sure, but the blue one. And then we have Lapis Lazuli, and then we have a clear quartz. Okay, so those are the crystals. And now let's pull one of these cards. What is your intuition trying to tell you, group number 1? What is your intuition trying to tell you? We have surprise, unexpectedly, another way, and also beyond imagination. Group 2, what is your intuition trying to tell you? We have fire, carnival, celebration, ceremony. And group 3, what is your intuition trying to tell you? We have eternity, immortality, frozen, infinity, and curse. Okay, so those are the choices. Let's take a closer look. Again, group number 1. You've got this blue Chalcedony or Chalcedony, something like that. Surprise. That is group number 1. Group 2, we've got fire, carnival, celebration, and ceremony. And that is with the Lapis Lazuli. Group number 3, we have eternity, immortality, frozen, infinity, and curse. And that is with the clear quartz. Okay. All right, so those are the choices for today. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the crystals, the cards, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, group 1. So those of you that resonated with surprise, unexpectedly, another way, and beyond imagination, we're asking Spirit today, what is your intuition trying to tell you? So let's start with that. I'm going to move your crystal over here because there's more room over there. And see what this is about a surprise, unexpectedly, another way, and beyond imagination. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Group number 1. What is your intuition? We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so we've got the Moon here, the 5 of Wands, the Knight of Cups. What is your intuition trying to tell you? 5 of Pentacles. The Tower. Four of Swords. Okay. Ace of Cups. You guys have something coming in here that you do not see coming. And it kind of looks like it's coming in at a time here where some of you could literally be going through this Tower energy in your life, which is basically feeling like things are falling apart. Okay. Major shifts, major changes that are kind of redirecting you. And while you're going through this Tower moment, which could be literally that things are falling apart in your life, that could be like sudden change. Okay. The Tower is divine intervention. We do not see it coming. Okay. And this is causing very sudden, sometimes upheaval, chaos, instability. Sometimes we feel like our life is being dismantled, falling apart. And when we're going through it with that 5 of Pentacles, some of you, there could be like changes to your living situations, financial situations, where you might feel like you don't have the resources that you need. You're in need of some kind of assistance, in need of some kind of help. There could be a lot of challenges for some of you that you're going through, and this could be bringing about a lot of fear, a lot of insecurities, a lot of anxiety for some of you of not knowing what's going to happen, where things are going. You know, some of you, it might be like suddenly losing a job, getting laid off, getting fired, relationships just coming to an end, you know, friends leaving your life, just things that are beyond our control, okay, basically, that we don't see. But with that is I feel like this could be a someone for some of you that you don't see coming forward with some type of offering you something. And so I feel like what your intuition has been trying to tell you is stay calm. Stay calm, because there might be a lot of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown. What's going to happen? How are things going to turn out? Why is all this happening? So let's keep going here. What is your intuition trying to tell you? There is the Devil and the High Priestess. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you, your ego might be kind of like stepping into overdrive here and just getting you caught up in obsessing about things, stressing out. The Devil is the shadow, our shadow self, okay? It is a lot of the unhealthy aspects of the ego, a lot of manipulation, control, and this is Saturn energy, okay? It rules Capricorn. Saturn energy is about our routines. It's about our structures, the things that we've built, the old foundations. And with the Tower being present, this is Aries and Scorpio energy, Mars and Pluto, which definitely bring in change. And sometimes that change is immediate. Like it comes in and makes for change. Okay. The moon and the devil can both be about illusion, meaning that things are not as they seem. So it might seem like, oh my goodness, my whole life is falling apart and this is horrible, which it could be, right? Receiving or being on the receiving end of that tower energy. And our mind goes straight to survival mode, right? The ego goes straight to survival of like, what's going to happen? What am I doing? Where am I going? What is, what's next? And I feel like with the high priestess, this is your intuition. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity. It's a new beginning. It's also receiving what you need. So in a way, no matter what kind of chaos is happening in your life right now, your intuition is like telling you, stay calm. In a way, ride through the storm. Because on the other side of that, and even though, we want to hurry up and get right out of this energy, that the Hermit's also here. The Hermit could be when we're going through a dark night of the soul. It can be when we feel lost right now, when we're in the dark and we don't know what's going to happen next, how things are going to play out. And the Temperance card is here. Temperance is about mind, body, spirit, balance, equilibrium. And we have the Four of Wands here, which is about balance and harmony. It's also a celebratory energy. So in a way, when things feel like they're going wrong, and I know that I've told you guys this in readings before, sometimes it feels like our whole world, right, is falling apart, but it's falling apart in order for it to fall together in the way that it's meant to. So anything that is misaligned, anything that is not meant for you, anything that is not in your highest alignment is being removed. And that process can be uncomfortable. Sometimes it's painful. Some of you have income, wealth, abundance coming in. Others of you, there's new love coming in. Okay? So if you're noticing that a relationship is being broken down and it just comes to a sudden ending, there's a reason for that. Okay? This has been happening from the way that I've been seeing this. I would say at least the last couple years, where there's been a lot of shifting going on, a lot of very challenging energies that we've been dealing with, that have caused major changes in everyone's life. It's touched it in some way, shifting us onto new paths, into purpose, into mission, into aligning with the connections that we're truly meant to be with, letting go of a lot of karmic energies, karmic partners, karmic friendships, a lot of generational healing, ancestral karma. Like, it's just been happening left and right through the collective. So I feel like your higher self is trying to tell you here that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And in a way, it's beyond what you're able to perceive for yourself right now. Because again, with that moon energy, there's a lot of things that are not quite clear. But there's a need for you to trust your intuition with where it's guiding you through and navigating this situation that's happening in your life right now, okay? That it's a need for you to kind of trust the process, okay? Trust the process. Trust that your higher self is leading you through this. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Seven of Swords here at the bottom with the Star and the Empress. So we've got the Tower on board. The Star comes after the Tower energy. The Star is basically telling us everything's going to be okay. Now, so for some of you, that Tower moment has not happened, okay, which means it is going to. For others of you, you're right in the middle of it. And for others of you, you might already be like post-Tower moment, meaning that it's already happened. It happened last week, last month, 2 months ago. And the Star energy is more or less about the calm after the storm. Okay? The Star is basically telling us, the universe's way of saying everything's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It's about peace. It's about renewal, healing. In a way, we can kind of look at this as like we're picking up the pieces, we're rebuilding ourselves. Some of you could be feeling very insecure right now. Some of you might be leaving situations where there was a lot of deception, a lot of illusion, a lot of, maybe dealing with manipulative people, dealing with people who lied, who cheated, who went behind your back and did some not so great things. People that are not on the same page as you, who don't want the same things as you, like anything, like I said, that's not aligned. Okay. The Empress is here, which is also about you knowing what your worth is. Some of you may have been going through a cycle that was teaching you just that. Okay. Maybe it would be like holding on to a job that is not paying you enough. And it's like you're wanting something more, but then you wouldn't quit the job. So suddenly we lose the job. And the universe is like, okay, well, if you're not going to do it, we're going to do it for you, so that you recognize what your worth is and what your value is and open yourself up to other opportunities. The same things happens for love, right? If we're holding on to a person who's not on the same page, a person who's breadcrumbing, a person who's not really meeting your needs, not nurturing you in the way that you deserve to be nurtured and loved and cared for, off they go. Okay. The Empress is also about creating, manifesting. Some of you may have manifested this change in your life, but then once it kind of comes in, you're like, what is going on here? Why is it happening like this? Because it's not the way that we envision it. Sometimes we're asking the universe for help or for change. And then when it happens, it's like, what are we doing? So what is this surprise? Some of you it's love. Some of you it's money. It's abundance. It's a new opportunity, a new beginning. You get the Knight of Pentacles. This is going to be something that really helps to set you up for, it feels like long-term success. Gives you a chance to really kind of look at things here. Some of you are going to be receiving some unexpected news, message. Some of you have something that's coming to an end here, unexpectedly ending, okay? Some of you are going to be suddenly single. Some of you could unexpectedly move into a space of financial independence, financial security, or be given or presented with the opportunity that is going to give that to you. Okay. So in a way, again, like I said, whatever is going on here, because it's going to be different for all of you, your higher self is basically saying, stay calm, be patient. Things are being, in a way, transmuted. The energy is changing. It's shifting into balance. So anything that was unaligned, unbalanced is being removed. And the universe, in a way, the Temperance is a very spiritual card. It's, in a way, your guides, your angels, spirit, universe, restoring balance and harmony in your life. Okay? Anything that doesn't align with that is done. Okay? Some of you might be moving house. You might be hearing news about an approval for a loan, for a new job. For others of you, it's moving in approval for moving into a new place. Okay, like if you're trying to get like a new apartment or a new house, rent a house, maybe even a job that will provide you an opportunity, maybe even to move if you've been wanting to move. There's definitely changes that are happening here. Okay. And as I'm going to use this deck, I see the Island of Dreams at the bottom. Drift into imagination where your dreams mirror your true aspirations. So let's see anything else for you. Group number 1. We have shape-shifting. You can now free yourself from the confines of expectations. We have ascending. You are making a leap in consciousness now. Let go of anything holding you back. And we have promised land. You have almost reached your goal, so don't stop now. Take every opportunity you can. And of course, you want to make sure it's in alignment for you. Ask your higher self, okay? Because there could be distractions sometimes, things that kind of divert us onto the wrong path. So you want to make sure that something is not too good to be true. Trust your gut feelings on it. We have the Moon Goddess here. And it says you need to go with the ebb and flow of the tides now. Okay, and that's exactly what this is. Ride the storm. Okay. Trust in a way that it is going to take you to the promised land. I'm also seeing winged chaos here, and it says the situation changes rapidly and so must your response. So in a way, it's being alert, it's being aware. It's, you know, with things kind of happening so fast and changing so fast, we need to be on our toes. We need to be aware. We need to have a plan. We need to think or act quickly. Okay, not in a way impulsively, but it's more or less you connecting within your higher self, keeping yourself grounded at this time so that you're not kind of in your head worrying and stressing out and making fear-based decisions, but more or less ones that are empowered and confident and brave so that you know, okay, this is how I'm handling it. This is what I'm doing. This is my next move to kind of move with the energy. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonated with the fire card and the blue, Lapis Lazuli, this is going to be your reading. And so we're asking Spirit today, what is your intuition trying to tell you? And we have carnival, celebration, and ceremony as your card with fire here. So let's see where this is going. What is your intuition trying to tell you, group number 2? What is your intuition trying to tell you, group number 2? Four of Swords. Seven of Wands in reverse. The King of Pentacles. Five of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Five of Swords and the Four of Wands. Judgment. The Tower. And the Lovers. Ace of Wands. Okay, so I'm definitely getting different messages for different people. I'm seeing a few different situations that are here. Knight of Swords and the High Priest is at the bottom with the Six of Pentacles, King of Swords. Nine of Wands. Okay. Some of you, this is about a love situation. Okay, a love situation that is no longer aligned for you. Okay, And it could be where you're finding that there is either a lot of toxic energy that you're dealing with in this situation with this person, a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of drama, a lot of maybe even deception or betrayal, or feeling like the person is hurting in some way with words or with actions. A person maybe who's not fighting for the connection, who's not putting in the effort that they really need to. It might be those of you that are, holding on to a situation where you're wanting, stable, committed partnership, and the other person is just not, like, the situation's not advancing. It's not progressing and moving forward. And you could be like waiting for this person to do something, to change, for things to improve. With the Judgment card here, Judgment can sometimes be a wake-up call for us. And it's a need for us to really look at something and the decision that we make. Some of you might be holding on to potential, like the potential of what something could be, or what that person maybe have been in the very beginning. And if they've changed over time and they're no longer that person, and you're like, oh, but they still have so much potential, or we could do this or have this. There's a need for us to really kind of focus on what the reality is of the situation. If it's an unstable situation, if it's chaotic, in a way, I kind of feel like your intuition is kind of guiding you to let go. Let it come to an end. If that person is not trying, is not putting in effort, if there's a fight there, there's resistance, let it be. Okay? So some of you are needing to let go of a situation, okay, that your intuition is telling you. There's some kind of action that you need to take here. Now, some of you, I'm getting a message here about your intuition telling you, do not give up, okay? And this has more to do with those of you that are in situations with your career that has to do with, wanting improvement in terms of financial security, stability, and financial independence. Some of you might be trying to move away from like working for someone else into like, I'm making my own money and I'm working for myself. And there might be a lot of, maybe for some of you, business decisions that you're having to make. Some of you might own a business or have multiple businesses, multiple streams of income. Some of you might be needing to let a business go. Okay, maybe this means selling it. Some of you might be changing career paths. Okay. The Five of Swords can talk about self-sabotaging thoughts. Okay. The feeling of defeat. And with that Seven of Wands in reverse, we can sometimes feel like, you know what, this challenge or this obstacle seems too great. I'm going to give up. Forget it. I'm not going to keep trying. And in a way, I feel that there might be some kind of big decision that your higher self is trying to guide you to make, to take action instead of, for some of you, it's like, how do I want to say that? Some of you, there's a need for action because you're going to help to bring things into balance, into alignment. And so it could be that instead of just waiting for something to happen or waiting for something to change or shift, that you're creating the shift or change in your life that you wish to see. Okay? So we've got the Knight of Swords here, the High Priestess, and the Six of Pentacles. Now, some of you, this is about putting yourself in a position where you are receiving. Okay? So if you're holding on to job, relationship, or any other type of situation in your life where your needs are not being met, you're receiving less than you desire, that your higher self is kind of instructing you to let it go. Let that person go. Let that job go. If you're holding on to, say, like a business, and that business isn't really profitable for you any longer, using your resources, because we do have the King of Pentacles here. The King of Pentacles is a very resourceful energy. And some of you might, like I said, have to make some kind of business decisions right now that could lead you to bringing that flow of income back in again, versus resisting, like holding on to a business that's maybe no longer aligned for you. It could have been a business that you started long ago and business was great back then. And then now it's like, it's so difficult to try to, you know, gain something from it. Like we're holding on and just like, you know, it might be just time to just let it go. And if that means, I don't want to say necessarily just walking away. This could, like I said, maybe be selling it. It might be, let's look at this Tower actually here. King of Swords is also here. King of Swords is about wisdom and problem solving and very logical thinking. Some of you could be talking to someone who could offer you that type of guidance to help you to gain clarity on your situation. Light is the Tower here. Seven of Cups. Some of you, an illusion is being broken down. Now that illusion might be, for some of you, around a person. Okay. Some of you are resisting letting something go that your intuition is trying to tell you, because your needs are not being met here. You're not receiving what you need. Okay. So whether it's the job, a relationship situation, a business, the Five of Pentacles is dealing with debt. It's dealing with a loss. It's dealing with needs not being met. And there's a lot of illusion here. Okay. So death in reverse is when we have a resistance to change, a resistance to letting go. So we might be trying to hold on to something. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. And your higher self and intuition is saying to you, let it go. Let them go. So that you can receive, so that you're able to move forward. So some of you are holding on to something that is creating a block for you, a stagnancy, no improvement, no advancement. Okay. And so in order for us to advance, right, we have to let go of what is not aligned for us. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a situation, maybe it's a house. Okay. Maybe it's selling a house for some of you. You know, if we've been trying to, you know, live in a certain community and we feel like, okay, I'm not really getting what I need from this community any longer, but I have a house here. Maybe it means, okay, we're putting the house up for sale. And instead of feeling unhappy with where we live, we're going to find a new house, a new place to live, maybe a new job, and creating that kind of change. So there's definitely some important decisions here that you're needing to make. Page of Pentacles and also the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups. Okay. Eight of Cups is walking away. Walking away from something that does not serve us any longer. The Wheel of Fortune is about being at a turning point in our life where there's a lot of changes happening, maybe for some of you, or you've got some important life decisions to make. Okay. These are big decisions, maybe decisions surrounding relationships, career, where you live, maybe family situations. It's that kind of big things. Okay. Page of Pentacles is about planting the seed for something new. It can be working on a new project, a new business idea. It might even be making some kind of investment into something else, investing your time and energy elsewhere, starting over, starting new, in order to help you to get out of this stuck energy. Shift your attention elsewhere. Okay. So let's pull some Oracle. Some of you are needing to move out of someone's house. Okay. Some of you are living maybe with family, and that family situation or that environment, relationship environment, no good. What is your intuition trying to tell you? We've got high tides here. You may be feeling swamped, but the shore is within sight. Just keep swimming along. That makes me think of, what is her name? Dory. Dory. What she's like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. We have the Love Goddess. I'm going to have to cover part of this up. But it says you attract love, attention, and good things, okay, into your life right now. So maybe some of you, this is attracting a new love interest. Okay. And then we have Into the Woods. It says things may seem scary at the moment, but your path is clear and your angels are near. And then we have Full of Hope here. It says hold on to your dreams as they begin to come to fruition. Focus your clear intention. And then I'm seeing at the bottom of the deck, we have good fortune here. Abundance and prosperity are flowing into your life now. Open your arms to receive. And that is that Six of Pentacles that we're seeing. Open yourself to receive. Let go of what is not serving. So you put yourself into that space, into that energy. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 2. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group number 3. So those of you that resonated with the Clear Quartz and the Eternity card, it says immortality, frozen, infinity, and also curse. Okay? And we're asking Spirit today, what is your intuition trying to tell you? So we're going to find out what this is all about. So let's pull the tarot. Oops. What is this all about, Spirit? What is group number 3's intuition trying to tell them? What is group 3's intuition trying to tell them? Queen of Wands, the Fool. What is group 3's intuition trying to tell them? Five of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. We have Temperance. Two of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Group 3's intuition. Six of Cups, Six of Swords. The Magician and the Page of Wands. Four of Cups is at the bottom. Okay. With the Four of Cups being here, the Four of Cups can be about a lack of satisfaction. It could be a feeling of indifference that we have. We might be feeling bored. We might be feeling discontent of some kind because of something from the past. And so even if there could be beautiful, amazing things that are kind of happening in our life right now, if we're kind of focused over things from the past, loss that we've experienced in any form, we might not necessarily be fully present in the now. And because of that, we could be distracted. We could overlook certain things. We might reject things. We might push things away and just, you know, we feel really down in the Four of Cups energy. We might feel borderline depressed, just kind of unhappy and unsatisfied with maybe certain things that are going on in our life. And in a way, we kind of close ourselves off to certain things that are there, you know. In the Four of Cups card, you can see how this person has their arms kind of folded across their chest and they're looking at these other cups. Okay, this is kind of a representation of the past. And here's this cup that's coming out of a cloud, right? Kind of very similar to the Ace of Cups card, where there's a new opportunity that the universe is kind of bringing in. But if we're like not even paying attention to, you know, other things that are available, to opportunities, it's all, I feel like, a need for healing here. Okay, that is definitely a message, healing. Because in a way, we're not open to receive. Okay, we're kind of focused on maybe certain things that we've gone through in the past. And, you know, we might quite literally feel like we're cursed. You know, like, why do I keep going through difficulty? Why do I keep going through challenging times? And so in a way, the way that energy, because I feel like I need to go into energy here with this one. The way that our 3D reality works is that if we are holding on to a certain vibration, okay, and let's just say that vibration is Five of Pentacles, which is scarcity, lack, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I don't have enough, and we start to feel sorry for ourselves. The Four of Cups can sometimes be a card about self-pity, okay? So if we're in that lower vibrational energy, okay, the way in which we see the world, because it's our perspective, right? We are going to magnetize towards ourselves, because it's where our focused intention is at, that we're going to magnetize towards ourselves more of that same energy, right? The universe responds to vibration, okay? Your vibration is made up of your thoughts, of your ideas, of your belief systems, your feelings, and your emotions. So if we have had a negative experience in our life that has negative thoughts that come along with it, negative feelings that are in our body, that our body still remembers that experience, those make up part of your vibration. And that is why healing is so important. We want to get that energy moved and out, okay? We're not meant to hold on to these emotions, whether, you know, I'm speaking more so about the negative ones, right? Fear, shame, guilt, hate, anger, you know, all those lower vibrational energies. And apathy is another message here. Four of Cups is apathy, okay? Feeling apathetic towards things. So we're just kind of checked out, right? Nothing's making us happy. So in a way, there's so much, right, that's out there that's available to us in life. But if we're kind of looking at life through the lens of apathy, it doesn't matter what it is that comes into our life, it's not going to make us happy. So there's a need for us to direct our attention and energy inwards. What's going on with you? Okay? Some of you might be going back and forth through, you know, maybe some very challenging events or circumstances, or trying to find some type of stability or balance in your life. And you might even be dealing with a lot of feeling of frustration, of success being unfulfilled. Some of you quite literally might be dealing with abandonment wounds, rejection wounds, job loss, homelessness, debt, not having, you know, needs being met. It could be food, clothing, shelter, like whatever it might be. And in a way, we have a choice. We can either sink into the despair of the circumstances that have come about in our life and may have put us in that position. But sometimes it's also choices that we've made, right, that have led us to whatever situation we might be dealing with. And so I do feel that instead of us accepting that as our reality, that your higher self and your intuition is trying to help you to focus on your healing. And because the healing is going to be something that helps you to stabilize and balance your energy. We have the Temperance card here, which is about alchemizing energy, changing from one form of energy into another. So we want to take this past energy from those experiences that we've had, and we want to transmute it. We want to transmute it into something powerful. Queen of Wands is what we started off with. The Queen of Wands is about power, confidence. I also want to say resilience. Okay. The Queen of Wands has a very high level of growth potential. The Queen of Wands is kind of like a go-getter type of energy. It's about having a passion, a desire for something, and believing in oneself to be able to actually do it. So instead of saying, okay, I'm not happy with the way that things are in my life, I don't like this, and just kind of accepting that that has to be our reality, we can do something to change it, And I feel like in a way, just kind of immediately saying, oh, all these bad things are happening to me because I'm cursed, or because this, because that. And it's kind of, in a way, directing that as a force outside of you that has control over you, that has power over you. Don't give your power away. Okay? Don't give your power away to a person, to a situation, to a past experience. We all go through things that are, some of us more difficult stuff than others, but we all go through stuff, right? And these experiences that we have in life are not meant to, keep us stuck in that experience. The mind, the 3D mind has an attachment to suffering. It's a construct of the 3D mentality, right? Is an attachment to an experience of the past. And so it kind of replays, right, that event over and over again. And so it's attached to psychological suffering, right? My life can't get better. It's not gonna improve, and just kind of like all those negative things that we are thinking about, right? The ego creates psychological suffering. So we don't have to stay and keep ourselves in that type of energy, okay? The Magician is about willpower. It's about focused intention. And so in a way, I almost feel like your intuition is like telling you, like, reclaim your power here. Pick yourself up and rise. Okay? Page of Wands is about exploring. It's about discovery, enthusiasm, excitement for a new path, a new journey, right? We can't change the past. We can't change, what's happened and what we've gone through and the experiences, no matter how uncomfortable or awful they may have been. But we can choose to free ourselves from being stuck, right, in that type of mindset, mentality, feeling, emotion. We have a choice. Okay? Sometimes the unhealthy aspect of the ego tells you you're never going to heal. You're never going to move on from this. You're never going to get out of this. You're never going to change your situation. And so the mind just keeps going and ruminating on that thought over and over and over again. And, I feel like surrounding yourself with people that are loving, supportive, good friends, good, family members that are supportive. It can certainly be something that helps to kind of uplift our spirits. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups energy here. And the Queen of Cups is about emotional stability, okay? Being able to stabilize our own emotions. And also taking time to nurture yourself. Some of you, your intuition might be saying, we need to heal. We need time to heal. What's bothering us? This is checking in with the self. What do I need right now? Sometimes there's certain things that we have gone through that are really painful, and we might need to give ourselves grace. We might need to give ourselves compassion for what it is that we have gone through, right? But we don't have to certainly keep ourselves stuck in that situation and accept that as our destiny forever, right? We can change it. We can empower ourselves. We can heal. We can change. We can grow. We can move on. We can move forward with our life in a whole new energy. The Fool energy is about being like a blank slate, starting fresh, right? A new and more empowered version of you. Okay? The Five of Pentacles puts us into a place of despair, of emptiness, of void, of loss, of a limiting belief surrounding, for some of you, money, scarcity mindset, poverty consciousness, the whole there's not enough kind of mentality, and shift ourselves into a let's go out and get it and change it type of mentality. Okay, so I want to look at this Four of Cups energy here. Because holding on to the same thought, right? It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. It's like we're keeping ourselves in that loop. Okay. Four of Cups. Judgment. Some of you, this is a call to release, to let go. Some of you, it's a relationship. Okay. Something to do with a romantic partnership. If you're still holding on to like an ex-partner who rejected you, who abandoned you, you might be emotionally unavailable to even let yourself receive new love come into your life because we're holding on to the past. We're stuck in the past. Okay. If you're dealing with a person right now who's emotionally unavailable and your emotional needs are not being met, that's also a wake-up call for you. Do we want to continue down that path of needs not being met, of you taking less than what you're deserving of? Okay. So this is a message to let go, release, heal, open yourself up. Some of you, it could be a need for emotional release. Okay. Sometimes that means having a good cry. It means that we are expressing our feelings and emotions, maybe talking about it to someone. We want to get that energy moving, okay? Because it can certainly become stuck in the body. And then it starts to affect us, right? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So anything else for group number 3? Okay, so we're starting off with a quiet retreat. It says you need time alone to restore your energy and health, because some of you, maybe it has affected your mental and emotional well-being, maybe even physically. We have long journey. You have a long way to go, but it's a lovely trip. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Okay? And then we have Stargate here. It says you visit other dimensions in your dreams and bring back higher wisdom to share. And then we also have Ascending here. You are making a leap in consciousness now. Let go of anything holding you back. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.